she's poreless. She's looking like a tall glass of water. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl AmandaEnsing, and today I'm gonna show you how to go from this to this. I'm gonna be showing you all my tips and tricks for poreless skin, how to make your makeup look as flawless as possible and to cover up any pores, any texture, anything on the skin. A huge shout out to Clinique for sponsoring this video. I have partnered up with them on this makeup tutorial, and I'm gonna be showing you how to use their even better foundation. So a huge shout out to them, and thank you for sponsoring this. I only get these opportunities because of you guys, and you know I always let you know when something is sponsored, and I only work with brands that I really love, and I have been using Clinique for years and years and years. I'm really excited to get to work with them today. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and let's get right into it. Before foundation, you wanna make sure you moisturize and exfoliate your skin so you have no texture and your skin is as even as possible before your makeup application. Now, I've already moisturized, I've already done my skincare, I've already exfoliated. My skin type is normal to dry, so I'm gonna start with a moisturizing skin base and then a primer to further hydrate my skin. I'm gonna start off with using a moisturizing skin base, and this has vitamins in it as well. So this is going to further moisturize my skin. I'm just going to place it on the skin. I'm using a sponge because it helps to press the product into the skin. If you use a brush and you buff it with a brush, and even using your fingers sometimes, it can disturb the skin. So if you're prone to dry skin, if you're prone to flaky skin, you can actually exfoliate your skin some more, and then your makeup's not gonna sit as well on top. So that's why I'm blending it with a sponge. Next, I'm gonna go in with a pore refining primer. You want to apply some kind of blurring or pore filling primer before your foundation. It's going to help fill in all of the large pores and texture on your skin. You might not think it makes a big difference, but I'm telling you, it will make a huge, huge difference. I'm gonna be using the Smashbox one, but you can use any pore refining primer that you have. This is what the texture looks like. It's a thicker primer, and with this, you want to press it into the skin. So everywhere that I want to fill in my pores, which is like around my nose and on my nose and then on my chin, I'm just going to gently press this into the skin. Also with pore refining primers, if you just swipe them onto the skin, they can kind of roll a little bit, and you don't want that. So that's another reason why I kind of press. For the skin, I'm gonna be using the Clinique Even Better Makeup today, and I am in the shade WN68 Brulee. And this foundation works for all skin types, whether you're dry, normal, combination. They have a formula for every single skin type, and it works for all skin types, which is amazing. It's really hard to find a foundation out there that works for every skin type, and this comes in 56 different shades. This foundation also has vitamin C and antioxidants, and that's going to help brighten the skin. So if you have dark spots on your skin and you're using this every single day, it's going to help. I've mentioned this so many times over the last couple of months on my channel that I love products that have skincare and good ingredients that are gonna help your skin while you're using it. So it's like makeup plus skincare. So this has vitamin C. It's gonna help to brighten the skin and help to remove any dark spots and lighten them over time, which is pretty amazing because most of us use foundation every single day. Again, I'm gonna take my sponge to buff this into the skin. And I am self-tanned right now, so it's a little bit darker than my face, but once it sets, everything will match perfectly. When you're trying to find your shade, you can always go to a Clinique counter and find your shade. Personally, I always go in store. As much as I love to shop online, unless I know my shade, I always go in store for a new foundation just to swatch it on my hand and on my neck and to see how the color looks. So you can always do that because they do have a lot of shades. All right, the next thing I'm gonna do is cream contour and cream highlight. I'm gonna stick with using creams because they're gonna lay on the skin so nicely and really melt into the skin. Sometimes powders can cause your pores to look more emphasized depending on the product. So I'm gonna go in with cream contour and cream highlight. So I'm just gonna take a darker concealer. Again, taking my sponge, I'm gonna blend this into the skin. And you see how the product just melts away into the skin? If you use a brush for this step, again, it can disturb your foundation, and we want the texture to be as even as possible. So that's why I'm using a sponge for all of the liquids and creams. All right, now I'm gonna highlight. I'm gonna go underneath of the eyes. This is going to lift the eyes upwards and brighten the under eye area. All right, so these are all of the areas that I'm going to highlight. Again, taking my sponge, I'm gonna blend everything out just by pressing it into the skin. Next, we want to set everything. We don't want it to budge, we don't want it to move, and we don't want it to look cakey or emphasize pores. So again, taking the sponge, which is still damp, I've been blending everything on the skin with it. I'm gonna take a translucent setting powder and really press and work it into the face. For areas that don't need as much powder, I'm trying to take even less. I use the most powder underneath of my eyes, and then like for my forehead, for example, I take a little bit and I just press it all over the forehead, all over the skin, and even take some of the excess on my nose or anywhere that's too shiny. But I don't do like heavy baking on every part of the face because then it can be a lot of powder. I'm just taking a very thin layer, as you can see, just to take away the shine. Also gonna go underneath of my contour. I don't like to let the powder set too long, so I'm gonna go ahead and dust off the excess and be very gentle when you're dusting off the powder. If you can see, this area is still shiny, but I don't want to set it with a powder. So I'm going to go ahead and go in with a matte bronzer and dust a little bit right on top, and it'll take away that shine. All right, so taking a matte bronzer, I'm just going right over the contour and see how it takes away the shine. I'm also going to set my nose contour. All right, so I'm dusting off the excess powder. The skin is set, it's not gonna budge, it's not gonna move, we are good to go. So now I'm gonna add blush and highlight, and I'm just gonna go in with a mineral blush. It's like a rosy color with a little bit of shimmer. And I'm just going to put it right on the apples of my cheeks and blend backwards. And I'm coming in pretty close to the nose. I'm just tapping this into the skin. Again, it's all about the way you're using the product. So instead of just swirling and disturbing everything, I'm just pressing it into the cheek area. Now I'm gonna go back to my sponge to apply my highlight. If you have really large pores on your cheeks and you want that really beautiful beaming highlight, sometimes when you use a brush, it emphasizes those pores. It also depends on the formula of the highlight. It doesn't have everything to do with the brush, but I have found using a sponge melts the highlight into the skin more than any other technique. Using a brush can be flawless, don't get me wrong. However, if you struggle with larger pores, you might find using a damp sponge to apply your highlight can save your life and change the way you look at highlighter. So I'm gonna use my Beauty Blender again, and I'm going to dip into my highlight. And I'm just going to press this onto the cheek area. This will give you a foiled, beautiful, melted highlight that just sinks into the skin and becomes one with your face. Do you see how it just like became one with my skin? Now I'm gonna take a pencil brush just to precision highlight like my nose right there, and in between my eyes, on the brow bone, also on the inner corner of the eyes, and on my cupid's bow, and then on my chin, I'm gonna use the sponge. The last step is to set everything with the setting spray or some kind of mist. I'm gonna use Fix Plus, and I'm just going to spray this all over the skin. This also is gonna take away any powderiness, any cakiness, any buildup of product. It just allows everything to melt even further, and you are poreless. You guys know the drill. I'm gonna go finish the rest of my face, and I will be right back with the final look. So this is the final look. Again, thanks to Clinique for sponsoring this video, teaming up with me. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to tag me when you try this routine. Also, if you like this video, don't forget to hit thumbs up, hit subscribe, and join my A-team, and don't forget to turn those post notifications on so you never miss a brand new video. I'll link all the products I use down in the description bar in case you want to check them out, including the Clinique Even Better Foundation. I love you guys so much. Thank you as always for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.